Hey guys, Brian here, and what we're going to talk about today is how to deconstruct your low back pain. So in our first phase, we're here with Will Conti, who's a Division I swimmer at University of South Carolina, who has a history of back pain. And what we want to look at today is, are you a spine mover or are you a hip mover when it comes to doing the hip hinge movement? So to break it down a little bit further, what we're going to have Will do is we're going to have him bend forward and try to touch his toes and come back up. So what we see is that when Will bends forward and when he comes back up, is, go ahead and do it one more time, is that he's getting a lot of movement through here. So as he comes up right here, you'll see that there's a lot of load through that back. The problem with that is right now he's doing that no resistance or anything, but if he did that repetitively or if he did that under load, let's say you're doing a deadlift, a clean, or some type of Olympic movements, or even just trying to pick up your grocery or your kids, all that load is going to go right to those smaller muscles of your spine. The problem with that is that those muscles weren't intended to put on that load. They weren't meant to do that much work. So what we want to see is when we see the spine first movement, we want to convert this to a hip first movement. So we've already taught Will how to do hip first movement, and we'll have him do it. So as he comes up, what you see is that he's driving through his hips. I'm going to do it one more time. So as he comes up, so the first movement he does is the hips come forward and the hips drive him up. Now, the great thing about that now is he's loading up that big posterior chain. He's using his hamstring, his glutes. He's also using his back muscles, but he's using them for what they were intended to do. So when you are bending forward, whether you're under load like we talk about in a weightlifting or a workout, even just picking up the weights to do some curls or some overhead stuff, you should be using hip first movement, trying to guide with your hips first, not using your spine first. So as you go through about your day today or go into your workout today, really try to concentrate on that and really think, am I a spine first mover or am I doing this hip first movement that's going to help me A, not get back pain, and B, also get out of back pain if I have some.